Yeah, shade driveway, the tree in the middle, and then tiny little garage. This guy gave up right here. He's like, I'm dropping you right here. I even told him the driveway is really messed up. He's probably better off trying to put it in the garage. But no, he was like right here, and then he struggled for like 25 minutes to get the thing undone. I was like, you should have just put it in the garage, dude. Save yourself a little time and energy. But there's my little paint booth. I use this for putting the clear coat on the car, and it worked pretty good. So now my paint booth has become my timing belt. So not ready to dig into yet. I still have to go to O'Reilly's in like an hour. This little pop-up wedding tent thing is hilarious. All right, maybe I'll put the rear split doors on it, give it the full effect. All right, so before I go to O'Reilly's, see what time it is. I gotta get this wheel off. Trying to see what time it is. It's noon. Oh my god, it's already noon. Alright, so I'll loosen this guy up, get it off, try and figure out how I'm going to jack stand this guy. Very carefully, I reckon. Yeah, so I'm driving, stop off to get some gas, get about halfway to work, and all of a sudden the car stops moving. It felt, my very first thought was the timing belt, just because of how it felt weird. And then when I tried to turn it back over, it just there was no resistance. So I gave it a couple of different options. You know, I popped this guy off, see if that was working good. Jiggled all the wires, swapped out the ECU, which I carry a spare with me, and the main relay, which I also carry a spare with me. Neither one of those worked. I thought maybe it was the fuel cutoff switch that I have embedded in the car. Found the wiring to that, clipped it, wired it, still didn't work, so now I gotta redo that. And yeah, the whole time it was this guy. Lovely, lovely. Lovely, lovely. Alright, making a little headway here. Got my power steering pump and bracket off. Ground is off, the head's off. Getting down to it. Obviously I got the tire off. That bolt right there is giving me all kinds of worry. No idea what to expect. Last time I tried to take it off, I gave up. This time that's not an option, so yeah, we're going down in there. Up next I gotta loosen up the alternator, get that belt off. Yeah, and then it's crankshaft bolt. Yay, fun. Well, gave up last night around 5. Went to 2 different hardware stores. Finally found a deep socket that was just 6-sided, not 12-sided. So I started to strip this guy out up here. So I need to take a break. Plus I broke this, so I ordered this and this from Amazon. It says twice the torque foot power as mine. Has 400. This has like 750. I think mine's 350 actually, and this is like 700 or something. I don't know. All I know is that it's better than mine, and I'm going to borrow it from Amazon. But until that, I've got about this much in this one, and about this much in this one. I'm going to use them up. I'm going to slam this on there as hard as I can, and I'm going to slam this as hard as I can. And just hope to God it comes off, because it's starting to strip and I don't know what else to do. Alright, round 1 didn't work so well. It's not that it didn't work so well, it's just that it didn't work. This went on there really nice. Really got a good grip on there. I'm happy to see that, feel that. Rocked it back and forth a couple times. Still didn't want to come out for me, so Another 5 minutes of heat, and we'll give it another couple shots. Fourth time at 5 minutes. Fuck yeah. Can't even hold the fucking extension bar, it's so hot. Oh. Yeah, buddy. Oh. Whew. Big relief. Oh. It's not nearly as gratifying as I was hoping it would be. Definitely cooling it off. Alright. Now, how to adjust the timing belt, how to replace the timing belt. Alright, so now that I know I've got that thing off, now that thing's finally fucking off there, I get down to real business, bring my real tools back out there, and really do it. That looks like I melted it a little bit. A little bit. I gotta grab the key out of this thing. It didn't already fall out. It's not in there. Ooh, that sucker is hot. God damn. Hot. Alright, so I'm gonna try and find this Woodruff key here and evaluate my life from this point. Next up, I'm gonna be taking off the melted gasket here. We'll see what it looks like once it's off. I got this guy off there. Where is it? There it is. See, I did a pretty good job on melting it. I'm gonna hit that up with a Dremel, get rid of any of the sharp edges before I put that back on. I'm not seeing any major leaks coming out of the oil pump or anything. All the bolts seem to be still torqued very well. Nothing major going on down there. So up next I gotta finish taking off the engine bolts here, my custom mount bolts, and then yeah, slipping the belt on there. Right, so I got done, just wanted to do a quick count on these. I had 104 teeth on this one and 103 on this guy. This one always did feel a little loose to me. I was able to take it on and off without removing the tensioner. So I have a feeling that's just part of that engine rebuild kit that just sucked ass. Paid 250 bucks for it. Probably got, I mean, the best thing that I've got out of it so far is the gasket for the this thing, the timing belt cover. Other than that, I mean, I'm kind of scared about the piston rings and the bearings that are in there. Like, fuck. Anyways, one last tooth on this guy. Got the bolts off, so I'm gonna throw it on. Yeah, I just gotta thread it through that little crack there, and it's on. Here we go. Belt is on. New timing belt replacement. That easy. Alright. So I got this guy back in there. You see sort of the top right of the sprocket, you see a little arrow up there. And that's pointing directly to a little groove. You can see where the Woodrow key goes. So there's the Woodrow key, it's straight up and down. There's that little groove. And then the arrow, you can see that groove better. And then the arrow points at that. I'm trying to get the arrow there. There it is, up there. You can see how it's pointing at that. Dead on. That's how you know top dead center in the block. That's how you know crank is at top dead center. I already knew that. Oh. I already knew that, but it's always good to double check. And for proof, that's it right there. Oh, that's the, yeah, that's for all of them. D16, Z6. You gotta be careful of the engine codes and stuff because that one's for up here. And it's a little bit different on mine. The Z6 is slightly off. Like this matches up with this as opposed to up there. Where these guys match up there. So, yay! Now I just gotta put some more stuff on. So these go on either side of the gear that holds the belt. You can see how there's like a slight curve to it. It should be curving upward and outward, so there's also a little bit of a lip on the inside there. See that lighting? That goes on the outside. Lip goes on the outside. The inside curve is for the inside. Kind of keeps the belts on the pulley. So on this side, the belt would be on the left, and on this one, the belt would be on the right. Yay! Alright, I'm good there. That little mark. I don't know if I'll be able to get that. I doubt it. But it's lining up. It's gonna be too hard to see. But it lines up good there. And then down here, I readjusted that one. Make sure it's still lined up. So we are good to put the belt on. Alright. Got it on there, and this one was off a little bit. That little arrow right there on the D16 Z6 needs to line up with the groove that has that groove in it. And that says up. Up it is. Up. Triangle. Right there. So that's good and lined up right on that one. And then down here I managed to keep it all lined up. So we're looking good there. Oh. Oh, looks like I'm off one. Gotta reset it. Alright, timing belt's on. As soon as I hit record, a bunch of cars showed up. Nice and taut. Give it a little front pressure. Going this way. With 12 millimeter. Pull down a little bit. Made sure it was nice and taut on this side. And then using a 14 millimeter, tighten down the tensioner. Got just a little bit of springy here, which is perfect. And almost no springy here, which is even more perfect. Just double checked my timing marks and they're all back on and perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and start putting stuff back together. Alright, I've literally brought everything back in. There should be nothing left under here. I suppose I should double check. Anyways, about ready to start this guy. Oh, I gotta put the power steering pump. Anyways, I'm gonna put this back together. So I got alternator belt is on, tightened, power steering is on, tightened, power steering is on and tightened. I got the spark plugs back in, tightened down. I believe I'm ready to turn this over. I just need to tighten that. That's it. Alright, time to turn it over. See if it makes any blowing up noises. Fuel pump. Come on, baby. It's not a blowing up noise, but it's also not my favorite noise. A little bit of a wet belt. I don't know what belt that is. I don't know which belt it is. Alright, so after 5 minutes of screeching belt, I realized that, if you can see that, I have my power steering belt on the wrong pulley down there. So I need to move it over one. So I was squeaking so crazy. Ooh. Alright. Alright, well, it is now officially the next day. Let me turn this down. Twitter Spaces. Oh, I could just be on the next day. It is like 6:30. Let's see. I began this video on a cold Monday morning. It is now Wednesday at 6:30. After yesterday's little fiasco, I thought about it. I thought maybe I hadn't tightened the tensioner. Tensioner was good. It was tight. Everything was right. I don't know where I went wrong, but in order to get this, what I did was I started pulling stuff off before I realized what I was doing. I forgot to put it in top dead center before I started pulling stuff off. So I really got to get into making myself a hell of a process here, because I had to take the whole rocker arm assembly off just to get this guy to get it back into top dead center and get this guy in top dead center without rolling these over and bending the doing a bending number on the valve stems. I went through and pushed each one. They all feel kind of smooth. I didn't want to push them too far because of the valve keeps, but no major scraping or anything, so I've got hope that I didn't fuck up any of the valve stems. But at this point, my only real thought was that I was doing, you know, yesterday was that something was going on here, and I couldn't figure out what as far as the tensioner goes. Like, I thought maybe I'd screwed it up, but put it on there. This thing was nice and tight. Had no problem. I couldn't crank it down anymore, so I don't know what I did. So basically what I'm stuck with now is pulling the rocker arm, which is over there. Lovely. And just kind of get this one set, get that one set, get the rocker arms back on. What else can I do? Alright, rocker arm assembly is back on there, all torqued down. This is a D16Z6, so these little guys right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, are 12 Newton, and then the 10 up top here, which are 12 millimeters, are 20 Newton metric. It's for a D16Z6 and a D15Z1. If you have a different engine, pause. Here is the rocker arm re-rocker. Here's the taker rocker offer. And that is a, you can see how it starts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc., etc. Yeah, so my markings are off again. I don't get how the fuck that's happening, man. I gotta keep a better eye on that, because now I gotta take the rocker arm back the fuck off. That is still dead on. I don't know, every time I put this on it keeps popping off slightly. Not what I want. I had the tooth off, so now I gotta take it all the way the fuck back off. Alright, took it off, put it back on. It's back where it needs to be. No, it's fucking not. What the actual fuck, man? That's fucked up. Keeps hopping one off, so now I gotta take it back the fuck off.
And
you see it there? The line and the point? Oh yeah, look at that. Well, now you can't see it, but
like
hey, you can. Line and the point. Dead the fuck on. Alright, so it is Saturday. I finally got my new crank pulley, which is on. I haven't tightened that bolt down all the way yet, but it's pretty tight on there. I decided to check for compression because of see for bent valves. I hooked this guy up and I just turned it over a little bit. I'm getting about 160, I'd say 165, about 163 maybe, somewhere in there, which I believe is what I had before. The specs call for a little higher. I can't seem to find them right this second, but I'm just going to continue to go down the line here and see what these guys are, starting with my number 4 here. So yep, first one, number 4 cylinder. Alright, about thing, I just released all the pressure out of here. As you can see, I'm back to 0. Hop in the old car here, trying to scratch the rims more than I already do. Oh, I should wipe off my camera lens, huh? Give it a couple pops. In case you're wondering, I have my what are they called? Injectors. Igniters. My injectors are unplugged, so there's no gas coming in. This one's a little low. I bet if I popped it again, it would pop up. Let's give it a try. The other one I did like 4 times. This time I only did like 2 or 3, so can't hurt, right? I promise I'll clean my lens. Priming. There's 4 pumps. Let's see what what she went up to. At least it went up to 150 and was holding. That gives me good hope for this one. Yeah, buddy, that's a hell of a lot higher than the other one. Makes me want to go back. Let me check it. Let's try the first one again. Alright. Oh, well. Alright. That's a little bit better. Just did 4 turns. I'm pretty sure it'd be fine. 170. That's good enough in my book. It's holding, which means there isn't a bent valve. That's awesome. So I got almost 180, or more like 175 on this one. The other one I got 180, so I'm going to skip on ahead to number 2 there. Alright, ready. Do number 2 here. So like I said, I got like 170. Well, it was 2 seconds ago for you. It was like a minute ago for me. So anyways, does it look cleaner? I kind of wiped off the lens a little bit. That was 6. The first one being a nice stretch. Oh, please be good, please be good. Yes. That's what I like to see. Alright, on to the next one. Alright, we'll reset to 0. Going for number 1. It's getting harder to get in and out of this thing. If this is good, I'm good to start rebuilding it. Please be good, please be good, please be good. 150 is not optimal. Not optimal. Maybe I'll give it a couple more pumps here, see if I can't get it up. See what I can do. It's kind of a weird start to that one, so maybe I ended it at a weird time, I don't know. See what my check engine light has to say about it. Oh, what is going on here? It's a whole rave. On 6. Alright, that did come up a little bit more. Looks like it's about the same, almost exactly the same as the number 4. So it looks like I'm rolling about 170. It's hard to tell what that is. It looks like about 170. I like to get a little more accurate, but I don't think I'm going to get much more. There's my flashlight. God damn it. So looks like 175 and then 180 or 170 on these, and like almost 180 on these too. So I have compression. That means I don't have a bent valve. Super happy about that. I would like to see it at 180 across the board, but it's a 30-year-old engine. I'm cool with this. Alright, time to get this shit back together. Alright, so the pulley is on. As you can see, I have this guy in top dead center, right there and right there, which I'm sure you can't see. And maybe if you really have eagle eyes, you'll spot that this mark lines up with that little triangle right there. Anyways, and then the top dead center mark on the thing here, this little white mark, is kind of lining up just underneath the water pump tensioner, or the bolts tensioner. See how it's just slightly to the left of that, but if I come over, it's pretty much, well, just agree with me. See how it's just to the left of that? Go over to this guy. This whole dead center, that's my timing mark, so when I'm looking down, it should be off, and then I come just a little bit over to the center, which should be just left of the bolt. This lines up those sights right there. Hope you saw that. It's like a gun sight. This tip of this triangle needs to go through those 2 holes. Right like that. And then those should line up, bing, right there, with this little white dot down there. But when it's on the car right here, it looks like it is. I've run it through like 3 or 4 times. Obviously I cranked it over a good 15, 16 times. I'm nice and confident that everything so far is going back on smoothly and according to plan. I haven't seen any major issues or anything. So I'm going to go ahead and throw my brand new belts which O'Reilly was kind enough. I spent, let's see, ungodly amount of money on that. That was like 120 something, 127 something. And as I was checking out, it was like 132 after taxes. But then I saw that if I spent 150, I got 20% off. So I threw a brand new alternator and a brand new power steering belt on there. And my grand total after discount came to 131. So I actually saved $1 and got 2 brand new belts. Master Pro, take it or leave it. It's super easy to change those out, and they were negative 50 cents each. So those are going to go on there. I will be keeping my older, more expensive, I believe these are like 35, these Continentals. They held up really nicely. Had no issues. Of course, it's only been, well, now that I've run the harmonic balancer, you can see that second to inside there's not looking so good. So it's probably good that I got these anyways. That doesn't look too bad. I'll keep them around just because they're pretty. So yeah, start putting stuff back together. The bane of my existence, these fucking covers. This one gets me all the time. This one rarely has the pleasure of getting me, but it got me again. Remember I was showing you the timing marks? Well, yeah, that needs to be on the inside of this pulley. Alright, so I was rubbing in a couple spots down the bottom left and upper right there, so I cut it out a little bit more. Maybe I'll buy another one of these for next time I need to take this off, if ever, fingers crossed. But yeah, just cleaned it up a little bit, hit it with a file, dremeled some off, and then filed it down, brushed it off. Got most of the little flecks out of there, so right now I can put it on. Well, I got it all put back together. Opening up the garage because I'm about to start it. I did a valve stem adjustment just to make sure the rocker arms are still good. Did remember to put my thing on this time. I'm all tightened down. My alternator's tightened down. Power steering's tightened down. This guy's tightened down. The distributor is not. Just gonna give it a quick start, see what it sounds like. Probably turn it off almost immediately. Maybe rev it a couple times just to see what it sounds like. Fingers crossed. Sounds all right. Sounds a little ticky. Yeah, sounds like I could use another valve stem adjustment after a couple 100 miles. That doesn't sound like valve stems clicking at all. That sounds like rocker arm ticks. Yeah. And it sounds like some kind of humming. I have a feeling that might be just from where I had to cut out the lower cover and the wheel was kind of rubbing. But it sounds about normal. See where it is timed. Not sure if you'll be able to see it due to the timing of the gun, but yeah, you can see it. It is lined up. We're good to go. I think it might be a tooth off on the bottom as I am fully retarded up here. So I think I am advanced one on the belt, but it is timed perfectly right now. I'm having some engine variances, but I have a feeling that's the ECU trying to relearn itself. So I'm going to have to unplug that and start over with that. I think I'll try that pretty soon here. I'm going to put the tire on, get it dropped, get it out of the car a little bit. Or maybe I'll just call it a night. We'll see in a second here. It's pretty late. Alright, so just pulled it out. Tried to get the ECU reset. Got it. Everything sounded great. It was revving great. 1500 RPM sounded great. Let it roll down the driveway. Tried to pull up the hill and it just would not. It was like my clutch was slipping really bad. But I know that wasn't it. So I believe the lack of compression on 1 and 4 I'm gonna have to do some research tonight, watch some videos and stuff, but I'm pretty sure that means I got bent valves. I believe I have a bunch of straight valves in here. I do. That are lapped and ready to go. So I might have to throw a couple of those in there. But either way, it looks like I gotta do another valve stem adjustment. Yay! Alright, well, I think I've fiddled around with this enough for the day. Back down here tomorrow. Yep. Alright, so to help myself out for in the morning, I just spent the last half hour getting the car off the ground, pulling the tire, pulling everything else, basically just starting back exactly where I was when I started earlier today. I did notice before I pull the head, I want to decide whether or not this, I'm sure you can see that discrepancy. That is, pointer's off. Then down here, let me get some light on it. And down here, you can see that arrow. It's pointing right at that gap mark. So I'm dead on, and I am slightly off. Now, this thing is piping hot, so I'm not planning on doing any kind of pulling of bolts or anything like that tonight anyways. So I'm just going to watch a couple videos and see what I can find as far as being one off and fully retarded. That might be my entire issue. But at the same time, do I really want to put it all back together just to try it one more time, just to pull it all back apart? Is it worth, pulling all this stuff off now and being absolutely sure that my valves are straight, or redoing the timing 1-2s and setting it? I don't know. I'll watch some videos and make it to tomorrow's decision. But for tonight, this video is going to be a long one. Wonder how it's going to turn out. I don't know. See you tomorrow. Alright, so I didn't give up. I've been standing here looking at videos and reading forums for quite a while. I even pulled out the endoscope. Maybe I put it in just before that. Put it down this guy and this guy. Looked like there could have been some hits, but I can't really tell. It was only like a $5 endoscope. Yeah, I don't know. The more I'm thinking about it, with the compression ratings I'm getting, I got above 160 all across the board. I was getting like 180 and 170. So, looking at it, says above 160 and not 15 between any of them. Seems to be going awesomeness. So, at this point, I've kind of decided that I'm going to reset the timing and put it all back together. Every step of the way, I'm going to be checking the timing. Even as I'm putting the cover on, the upper cover on. As I'm doing everything, I'm going to be checking the timing. So, yeah. Alright, I got this. Alright, so we got that sucker lined up. And I've got this guy lined up. And it appears as though I gotta move that just a little bit more. Alright, so I keep debating. I've literally been standing here for like an hour and 15 minutes on whether or not it's a bent valve or the timing's off. It's still warm. If the timing's off, then the valve stem adjustment I just did will be affecting it. But to the point where I lose almost all power upon releasing my clutch engages. The clutch is fine. Might have burnt it a little bit, but once it's fully engaged, it should have been working. I don't know, I'm just trying to think. My thought process right this second is, right now, this is 180 degrees down, and that is dead on mark, which you can't see because I'm not going to bother with the flashlight. That's 180 off from that. And I don't think it matters, except for the spark plugs will be trying to fire 4 instead of 1 maybe, which could be causing my issue. So I'm thinking I either have the cam is 180 off. Yeah. I don't know. It's too late. It's already like 11:30. I gotta go to bed. I'm tired. I'm thirsty. And I'm sure you can tell by my voice I haven't drank anything in hours, so yep. Until tomorrow. I'll leave it at that.